Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. It's a bit of a dying art really, but I wanted to bring to the table, so to speak, some tea leaf readings, guys. Tea leaf reading's been going on since about the 1800s, and it was mostly used by travellers, gypsies, throughout the centuries, where they would read the tea leaves for certain clients, etc. So I actually purchased this deck of tea leaf fortune cards. Oh, I should say I've had this deck now for about 2 years, and it was by Ray Hepburn. And the concept of the cards, guys, there's 200 circular cards in this deck, and it does cover 12 months of the year. Okay, so you can actually do a 12-month forecast with a tea leaf reading. It also can sort of concentrate on one area. If you're doing it face to face, you could ask the client to pick one of these cards, and on here we've got areas of love, career, happiness, marriage, success and wealth. Okay, so that's another way of, if somebody's got a specific question in an area where they need answers to. And then we have the main 182 cards that assist with the reading along with what's picked up in the actual cup. So I just thought it'd be nice to bring this to the table and see what kind of readings we get. And I was going to start on the lovely month of October, so I've picked out the October card. So that's the introduction to what I'm going to be doing today for you. Okay, my lovelies, what I'm going to be doing now is doing the tea leaf reading for my lovely Scorpios. So Scorps, I'm just going to put a little bit of tea leaf or tea leaves into the cup for you to start with, and then I've got some hot water here, so it'll just start the process going. Okay, so I'm going to start stirring this to put the intention in. What messages have we got for the lovely Scorpios for the end of Halloween, October, going into the start of November? So what have we got for the lovely Scorps? I'm just going to start swishing this around, Scorps. I will take some of the excess out just to get the warmth through the tea leaves to start in the first process. So I'm just going to take some of the excess out of this, and then we'll carry on reading for you. Just a little bit more out of there. So we just start the swirling process then, Scorps, which then builds up the messages. And then we have to do the magic bit and turn it upside down. We always have a little bit of escapism there. It's all part and parcel of it. So yeah, then you face the handle towards the heart, because if you face the handle towards the heart, it's giving the intention, okay, of love and everything else, positivity around the cup. So I'll just let that drain for a second. And then the old Romans used to say you have to tap the top of the cup 3 times, because that allows us then permission to go in and do the reading from the cup. So I'm just going to tap this Scorps for you 3 times now. 1, 2, 3. And then we have to sort of rotate the cup anti-clockwise for 3 turns, half turns, not complete turns. So it's like 1, 2, and then 3. And then we could start with the reading, guys. Let's have a look what we've got for you, my lovely Scorps. Ooh, this is interesting. Let's have a look what we've got here then. See what we can pick up for you. Okay, that's interesting. Right, at the very bottom of this cup here, okay, it's showing here a gathering of people, okay, and this being at the bottom of the cup is looking to the start of November, going into November, guys. So I do feel there's going to be, for some of my Scorpios, a social gathering here, okay. Let's just have a look what else I can pick up from there. And I do feel it's going to be a significant anniversary. Well, I do think now, looking at this, if I turn it that way, because there's a horseshoe here. Okay, so it's a horseshoe for good luck. It could be an event where some of my Scorpios are going, where somebody is actually leaving a company and they've organised a leaving party for them. But with the horseshoe as well, it could be some of my Scorpios are attending a actual wedding ceremony. Okay, but this is what I'm feeling at the central of the cup here. Right, let's just have a look what else we've got going on in this cup for you lovely Scorps. Okay. So I'm just trying to, I can see some initials here, I'm just trying to work out what they're actually trying to read here. So yeah, Scorps, I've got a couple of names in here. I've got the name sort of Ron, as in short for Ronald. Obviously it's not going to resonate with everybody, that name. Okay. And I've also got the name of Craig lower down. So I've got two names in there. I've got Ron and Craig. Now this obviously is not going to resonate with everybody for these names. So this could be somebody who is here on the earth plane where there's some issues going on around these people that some of my Scorpios are dealing with, or it could be significant links with someone who's passed, who had those names, you know, who are now in the spirit world. So I'll just have to pass on what I pick up there with names. Okay, I've also got in here, there's a bird here, and birds to me are symbols of communication. So some of my Scorpios could be waiting to hear about something, whether that's a job they've applied for, or some kind of legal papers that they're waiting to come through at the end of the October going into November. So I've also got that there. That's what else we've got here. Just have a look what else. Okay, I've also got here a symbol of a lock. Now that means to me that there's some kind of secrets being kept hidden away from somebody. Now whether this is yourself, Scorpio, that there's some information that you're holding back, so someone isn't aware of something that you're doing, or aware that you've secretly been doing, because I just feel that with the lock there, that I'm picking up with some of my Scorpios who've got something to hide, basically. It doesn't mean to say it's an untoward thing that you're hiding some information from somebody. It could be protection of you, okay? I feel now, as I'm looking at this cup now even further with that symbol, that I'm picking up here where protection is needed around some Scorpios. Now, whether this is to do with that you're in a situation, in a relationship where you feel a bit vulnerable, okay? You're starting to feel a bit vulnerable and you need to guard yourself from somebody in a romantic link, because this is what I'm picking up now with reading that there, okay? And I've also got some of my Scorpios who are totally moving house, totally moving away, because here we've got a tree that's been, its roots have been uplifted. This mass here, okay, it's just like total roots being moved. So this could be, as I say, some of my Scorpios could literally be moving house, okay, could literally be moving jobs, but it is quite a significant move, okay, because having such an impact with the tea leaves as they are, with this solid structure that's been there. So it could be a job, guys, that you've done for numerous years, and you know, whether the business has closed down and you've totally had to be uprooted out of that position. But I just see there in the cup there, there's a total movement there, total change in it, you know, like I say, it could, you know, even be an unwanted change, but I just see uprooting, somebody totally uprooting and moving, and whether that's in to do with a physical house move, or whether, as I say, it could be a job related where, you know, the company has come to a closure and all the workforce has been uprooted out of that job, okay, because that's what I'm feeling there. Let's just have a look further around this cup even, and have a look, see what else we pick up here. Okay. Right, I do feel here, there's a section of this cup here where there's lots of tears, okay? I just feel tears coming down here. So I do feel that some of my Scorpios may feel a sense of loss as well, end of October going into November, because I just see a deluge of tears here, guys. And I hate to sort of bring sadness into any of my readings really, but I just have to go with what I'm shown. So I do feel here that some of my Scorpios may be dealing with somebody who's will have passed over, okay? I just see floods of tears, so it could be something that's happened suddenly, okay? Wasn't expected, but I just feel this you know, this sadness, this overwhelming feeling that it was just a passing of someone that they never expected. You know, doesn't mean to say it's directly linked to family. It could be something that you hear from a friend and you thought, gosh, you know, I never thought that person, you know, fancy hearing that news. But I just feel there's some sad news as well, okay? But, oh gosh, I need to drop the cup then. But here, okay, this massive swoop here, okay, this is what I was trying to show you before I nearly dropped the cup out of my hands, but this massive swoop here is like a witch's broom, you know, like the old twiggy brooms, and that's to say a new broom sweeps clean. So I do feel that my Scorpios will be looking in a collective here of areas of their life where they need to address, they need to sweep out the old so it allows the new to come in. So I do feel that some of my Scorpios here will be, as we're going up towards Christmas time, literally having like a massive winter spring clean as such, but in all areas of their life, okay? Because I just wanted to see what, you know, this massive broom that's sweeping round. But it's all about change, guys, for you Scorps, in end of October going into November. It's all about change, with the uprooting things, you know, people who've been doing things for a long time. It's like winds of, it's just a complete winds of change, the whole scene here. It's like the autumn winds have come in and they're just blowing in and just changing your complete environment, okay? So let's just have a last look in this cup to make sure there's nothing I've missed in the cup before we go on to the cards. Let's have a look. Okay, I've got one more name here and it's just pinging itself out to me, and I've got the name Pam, short for Pamela. So again, whether this is an anniversary or a significant memory link of somebody called Pam or Pamela, or whether there's a Pamela on the earth plane who's Scorpio who can take this, where it's a again a birthday celebration or some kind of anniversary around this name, because I've just got Pam, short for Pamela, that just wanted to leap from the cup in this area here, guys. Okay, so that's what I've got there, but I just see this sweep of change here, guys, for Scorpio here, and then obviously we've got this social gathering that was at the bottom of the cup. Okay, so I'm just going to move on to the cards just to see what more opens up for. Just get these tea leaves out the way, get everywhere, that's the only thing when you're reading leaves. So yeah, we've got 182 cards here, so I'm just going to pick 2 from each side of the deck. So what other messages have we got, please, for Scorpio for the month of October? What other messages, please, have we got for Scorpio. Oh, that wants to come out, so I'll have that one. What other messages have we got, please, for Scorpio at the end of October, going into November? What other messages have we got for the lovely Scorps? I'm going to have that one. What messages, please, have we got for the lovely Scorpios for the month of October? That one's dropped out, so we'll have that one. And what further messages, please, have we got for Scorpio? And we'll have that one. Right then. We have Grasshopper, situations in the balance that require careful handling. Okay, so this again is just about looking at things that are going on around you at the moment. Like I say, I just feel this whole element of change here, and it's more or less saying before you leap, okay, make sure that you've assessed everything, made sure that just to be careful really of elements around you. It could be that, like I said, it could be to do with paperwork that needs looking at. It's just careful handling about a situation that I feel that you need to be aware of. Now this could be touching on the element of where I said, I can see people physically moving, and it's just to make sure that, wherever you feel like you want to move to, just make sure that you've done your groundwork on the area of the house or wherever it is that you feel like you want to, you feel like you're being moved to. Okay, because I do feel some of my Scorpios will be moving houses, moving areas. Okay, so it's just about careful handling, because anything to do with change, guys, anything to do with upheaval, change, it does need careful handling, doesn't it? Because it can stress us out. So it's just saying there, just to just go with the flow really, but just make sure that you make the right decisions. Okay, so let's go to the next card, and we've got Needle and Thread. A sincere wish will be granted. Okay, so that's a nice positive card going into the end of October and November. So it could be things that you've put in, you've worked on something and it starts to materialise, because I always see the needle and thread as, because you work with material, that it's things materialising. So I do think if it's something that you've put in place, Scorps, then you are going to see that manifesting and unfolding for you. Okay, so it could be something where you've applied for some kind of benefit even, and it's been a long process waiting to hear, or whether you've put in an appeal about something, and it's just saying that it's gonna materialise in your favour. So that's what that card is bringing the message for. And then we've got you should accept valid criticism. So here we've got the cup card here. So basically it's saying here, sometimes we're presented with situations where, we may think that we're saying the right thing when actually, we're actually wrong. And it's about saying that we need to address and, put our hands up when, we do get things wrong, or we judge somebody incorrectly. Okay, so it's just accepting valid criticism. Even in the in the workplace, sometimes you may have an idea, you might want to voice your opinion, okay, and somebody might criticise that opinion, and it's just to say, don't get upset by it. Everybody's got an opinion, everybody has their own opinion, they have their own say, and just because somebody doesn't look like what you're saying, don't take it to heart, okay, and just accept valid criticism. So it could be a scenario you do find yourself in, Scorps, at the end of October going into November, where you feel like you're being targeted. Okay, you're not being targeted, it's just somebody else's opinion, somebody else's perception on something, because we all look at things and we all say things differently. If we all did and said the same things, life would be a very boring place to live, wouldn't it? So it's just a message there to say, you know, it's like the old scenario, is the cup half empty or is it half full? Okay, people say it's half empty, some say it's half full, and it's just to embrace that message there to say accept valid criticism on something that may be presenting itself. And then the last card we've got for you is in need of help, assistance and guidance. Okay, so this more or less goes in hand with the grasshopper card, really, about situations in the balance that require careful handling. So again, it's assistance and guidance. So I do feel some Scorpios out there, it may be that you're offering help and assistance and guidance to members of your family, to friends or people at work. Or it could be that you need guidance, which I am going to stick to the first interpretation of that, because I do feel that it's the Scorpio who's offering the handout here and offering the help and assistance and guidance to somebody else. Because of it following on as well with the valid criticism, it could be that the fact that you are assisting somebody and you are guiding somebody, you know, and you're trying to give your opinion to help them, but then they sort of like throw it back in your face and say, no, I'm not going to, I don't want to do it that way. And then you're thinking, God, why did I bother to even help them in the first place? It could be that scenario. And we do find ourselves in those kind of scenarios sometimes, you know, where we're good enough to try and help somebody and then they sort of throw it back in your face, okay? Like you're criticised for helping them. Do you know what I mean? And you think, I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. And it's that kind of a situation that I feel that some of my Scorpios, you know, might be thinking, God, why did I bother even offering to help them if they're going to, you know, throw it back in my face? But it's just to say, don't take it to heart. That's what I want to say. Don't take the criticism to heart, because this person who you're trying to help and give guidance to, you know, they know no better really, because of the way they're feeling at the moment. They're feeling overstressed. So it could be a friend, it could be a family member that you need to offer some help and assistance and guidance to, guys, as we go into the end of October, going into November. So yeah, my lovelies, I hope you can pick something up from that tea leaf reading. And it was just something I wanted to bring back onto the table, because my mother, who passed away a couple of years ago, she always read for family and friends when they came round. It was always, can you read the tea leaves? And I know in my ancestor line, it was, you know, other people have read it over the years. And I'd had these cards a couple of years and I've only just recently opened them, and I thought I'm going to bring this element to you, my lovelies, out there as a little added extra. So I hope you can take something away from that for your Scorps, and I'll look forward to reading to you next time. Take care then, bye.